Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, welcome back to my video. Okay, in this video is my segment for final examination of formal speaking. Okay, before I start my video, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Lutpia. I'm a student at State Islamic University of Raden Fatah Palembang from English Education Study Program PBI2. Okay, in this video, I want to tell you about system educational old versus now. Okay, the first material there is definition of education. Okay, education is the learning of knowledge, skills, and habits of groups of people that are passed down from one generation to the next through teaching, training, or research. Education often takes place under the guidance of others, but is also possible on a self-taught basis. And you must know that definition of education and system education so different because the education system is a strategy or method used in the teaching and learning process to achieve goals to that students can actively develop their potential. The next slide, there is differences in general thinking old versus now. There is the young generation used to think rationally and far ahead. The meaning they are not careless in thinking or acting, but they formulate it carefully and re-examine it by seeing the impact that will arise from various aspects. But the younger generation now seems indifferent to social problems in their environment. Today's youth have been influenced in terms of promiscuity, drug abuse, and even technology that can be used properly is even misused. Okay, there are the context of education system. The first, there is educational orientation. Number two, educational institutions. Number three, way of educators. 4. Educational materials. 5. Learning methods. And the last, sources of knowledge and information. The first, we talk about educational orientation. You know that the main mission of educational institution in the past was to teach characters, ethics, mutual submission, and to prioritize public interest over personal interest. And the main mission of educational institution is now competing with each other to highlight a curriculum that is believed to be able to create a super young generation from an early age. Okay, the next there is educational institutions. In the past, their main mission was service and return to the educational orientation they carried. So school is this case didn't pursue material benefits. Nowadays, education institutions are no longer purely for social service, but people of foundation or companies that establish this educational institution will take account the costs that have been incurred. And part 3, there is way of educators. In the past, the way of educate them was more to use a personal approach to make student and teacher interaction closer. And how to educate teachers nowadays also already use a personal approach with their students so that student thinks that teachers are only doing the duties as teachers and students are carrying out their obligations as students. Next, there is educational materials. So in the past, the material taught in each province was the same. Although there were no significant gaps, now the status of the school is divided into national schools. There is national plus school and international schools. The material taught as these schools are various. Okay, the next, learning methods. So in the past, we learn in school taught by the teacher using a blackboard and charts. I think you remember about it. Then we will record the lessons with pencils, pens, and book. Nowadays, because technology, it makes learning in class different from before. Most schools are currently learning not to use board and chalk, but teachers have used InFocus and laptop to explain class material, and students can ask for a copy of the file from the teacher to study it again. The last part, sources of knowledge and information. So you you know, in ancient times, news, information, and knowledge were transmitted very slowly. And now, news, information, and knowledge can be searched easily, quickly, precisely, and accurately. Okay, the conclusion. As time goes by, there will definitely be some change that will occur. For example, like the one I made earlier, each era has its own problems and situation and has its own positive and negative effects on us. Therefore, even though the era is getting more advanced, our talk and attitude must be advanced. No advance, not the other way around. Okay, I think enough. That's all my video. See you for my next video. The last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.